Let's start the broadcast with this breaking news coming in, and this is how petrified or scared Pakistan is. As Rafales roar, Pakistan is clearly rattled. The routine sorties are spooking Pakistan. Rafale nightmare for Dara Hua Pakistan. Terroristan is in total meltdown mode, and our Rafale sorties are giving Pakistan sleepless nights. On the night of April 29-30th, 4 Rafale jets of the Indian Air Force patrolled in POK while remaining within Indian territorial boundaries. And that has spooked Pakistan. Remember the kind of statements that are coming in from the Pakistani leaders who are anticipating some sort of a strike. They don't know what is going to happen and when. But these statements are in fact proof of how Pakistan is rattled and spooked by the actions that are being taken. A regular routine sortie is also spooking Pakistan. Let me bring in Pradeep Datta for more on this. Pradeep, Pakistan is anticipating. Pakistan knows something is going to happen. Our Prime Minister has given full operational freedom to the forces. Pradeep, can you hear me? All right, we'll try and connect with Pradeep to get you more details, but the kind of reports that are coming in on the developments taking place on the Pakistani side are an example and proof of how Pakistan knows something definitely is going to happen, that there is going to be a strike. When and how, nobody knows. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has given full freedom to the forces to decide the target, the mode and the response to the Pahalgam attacks. There are back-to-back high-level meetings taking place in India. The CCS, CCPA, CCEA to discuss security, the economic angle as well. At around 3 p.m. there's going to be a press conference as well when we'll perhaps get to know what is round 2 of India's action against Pakistan. After the first CCS meeting, we saw a diplomatic strike on Pakistan. What is transpiring in these meetings is going to be extremely crucial and significant to know and report. At the moment, our forces already giving sleepless nights to Pakistan. Total meltdown in Terroristan. Prime example of that are the kind of statements that are coming in from the Pakistani leaders. Let me bring in Pradeep Datta for more on this. Pradeep, routine sorties have rattled Pakistan, and the kind of statements that the leaders of Pakistan are giving are a proof and prime example of how Pakistan is only guessing at the moment what their fate is going to be.
See, these sorties have left once again Pakistani leadership scratching their forehead. What really happened that 4 of these Rafale aircraft, they were moving all along the line of control, and that they were well inside the Indian territory, because the obvious reason is that now India is trying to look at the situation there on the ground, and that's why the mobilization of the air has already started. But this has rattled Pakistan, because though the Pakistan is saying that they were able to push Rafale back to the Indian side, nothing of that sort has really happened, because these Rafale were moving well inside the Indian territory, and they were doing a proper reconnaissance, because they were also trying to monitor the situation there on the ground. If we talk about this Rafale aircraft, this is considered to be one of the best right now that is available to Air Force, because this aircraft has got the capability to hit the target with precision. They have got the missile that can be mounted. They can go for air-to-air missile attack also, and air-to-surface attack also. And that means they have to stand well within the Indian territory. And from there, they can strike the target with precision on either on air or in the surface area also. So that way, this is considered to be one of the best aircraft. And Pakistan right now knows that they are not in a position to go for a conventional war with India. That's one of the reasons for the last several decades they were continuing with the low-intensity conflict and proxy war. And now, when India has started mobilizing its troops, Pakistan has already started feeling its heat. But But the biggest question is, where is the Pakistan Army chief? Not a single word has been uttered from his side. He simply seems to have gone underground, because this is the time when he should have been seen with his troops there on the border, line of control, international border. After that jugular vein rant, he is totally missing from the scene, and after Pahalgam attack, he's not really visible. This way, the morale of the troop is very high. When your morale of the troop is high, obviously these netas will be doing all talking. We have seen that several kind of statements coming from this side. Either they are going for the nuke mongering, fear mongering, or they are coming out with a hollow threat. But India has made it clear. India has made it clear to the deep state in Pakistan that you are not dealing with a sheep state. You are dealing with the India Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And Narendra Modi had already made it clear that the blood of Indians is not cheap. He is going to make you pay a price for each and every sin that you have committed, including that Pahalgam massacre in which 26 of unarmed tourists lost their life. So then already we've seen that the CCPA meeting is over. And CCPA meeting is not an ordinary meeting, because normally this meeting takes place whenever there is an emergency.
And after the first round of meetings, we saw a number of decisions that were taken. The diplomatic strike was witnessed after the first meeting. Today, the second meeting has also transpired. Pradeep, stay on with us. Let's break down the details. We also have Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni joining us on the broadcast. Sanjay Kulkarni ji, these are routine sorties, but clearly they are giving sleepless nights to Pakistan, because Pakistan is anticipating something is going to happen. It's in a mode of guessing what and when.
See, Pakistan is absolutely in a panic state. It does not know what India will do, and rightly so, because we are just about planning only, and there you find Pakistan rattled, totally confused, expecting attacks coming in 36 hours, 24 hours, talking about nuclear, talking about all kinds of things. It seems it has lost its balance. But notwithstanding all that, preparation of ours is essential, and you can't do possibly without preparation. That is something which you have to do, and all these options have to be there, and all these options are being worked on the table. That's it, nothing more. I don't think anybody should attribute anything, but yes, Pakistan is in a panic situation, because Pakistan is guilty. Pakistan knows. We haven't even named Pakistan. We have only said the source of terror will be addressed, and the source of terror will be eliminated, destroyed, whatever we want to do, whether it is in wherever it is. Even if it is in India, it will be done. Whether it is outside India, it will be done. But then Pakistan seems to feel that all of it is now coming on them, and that is why this Rafale talk, nuclear, talking about attacks coming on them, that all of it is happening, the mobilization has started. All this is a result of the panic which is now set into Pakistan, and I think nothing much. And I don't wish, we must not raise the alarm bell. Of us, it's all planning, absolute planning, all options. That is why you find, officials being put synergy between the various services, various inter-services, intelligence agencies. So until and unless the synergy is there and the realization is there for us also, whatever we have to do, because we've seen that Pakistan is not going to be. We've done it after Balakot. We've done it after. We've done it at Balakot. No effect. We've done it after Uri in surgical strikes. No effect. Pakistan still continues to use terrorism as an instrument of state policy.
Absolutely.
What is it that is now left with us is to make sure that this terror source from that country is totally destroyed. Pakistan must come on its knees. If it does not happen, then this whole entire exercise would be wasteful.
All right. Lieutenant General Kulkarni, thank you very much for speaking with us, for telling us your perspective, and this was your analysis of the situation. Let's also break down details of the high-level meetings that have taken place. This is the breaking input that we are getting. So we've seen the diplomatic strike of suspending the Indus Water Treaty, of closing, shutting the Atari border and asking Pakistani nationals to go back. What next? That is the big question in front of the entire nation. The Prime Minister has chaired 4 crucial meetings, and we're getting some inside scoop on what was discussed in the Cabinet Committee for Security. What military options can India undertake? Several discussions on these points have taken place in the meeting, and top sources are telling your channel India is considering closure of airspace to Pak carriers, and this is what was discussed. India is also considering banning Pakistani ships. So military options that India can undertake were discussed during the CCS. Closing the airspace would force rerouting of planes over China or Sri Lanka to reach Southeast Asian destinations such as Kuala Lumpur. The meeting also discussed about ban on Pakistani ships from Indian ports. Meeting discussed about halting direct or indirect trade with Pakistan, including via third countries like UAE. So another strike India is already planning. Pradeep Datta continues to be with us. First, the diplomatic strike. Now looks like another strike that could break Pakistan's bone in terms of their economy.
Yes, you rightly said. The first surgical strike was diplomatic strike. We have already made Pakistan come on knees because they're completely rattled ever since India has decided to freeze Indus Water Treaty, because their water is the lifeline for them, especially these three western rivers flowing from upper riparian Indian state to lower riparian Pakistan. Now today also there were certain measures that were discussed during the meeting. One, they are thinking of closure of airspace. Maybe the closure of airspace means that all those flights will now be diverted and rerouted over the Sri Lankan as well as the Chinese airspace. That means more consumption of fuel, the more cost will be there. So it will become again difficult for Pakistan, because already you know that Pakistan economy is in doldrums. So such measures are being discussed because they want to make Pakistan struggle for each and every penny. Not only that, they are also thinking of banning of Indian Pakistani ships from parking at Indian ports. So they will also be doing that. They are even thinking of calling off all kind of trading ties with Pakistan, because neither even through the third country like UAE. Because once this thing is going to happen, it is really going to become really difficult for Pakistan, because for even a smaller things, they will have to pay 10 times more cost once this thing is really going to happen. So India is looking after various options, and then the military option is something really everybody is talking about, and all eyes are on that kinetic option. Those options are not to be discussed in public, but one thing is quite clear, that there will be complete secrecy. There will be a surprise element in that, because for every military option, there is surprise element is really very important. And then there is something that is going to send shockwaves to Pakistan. That is what they are going to do, because this time their retribution will be more enormity. It will be more stronger than what really happened in Balakot, because they want to make Pakistan learn lesson, and they want to ensure that fountainhead of terrorism is this time dismantled and destroyed. Because for the last several decades, we have seen Pakistan had been continuing with low intensity conflict. They're continuing with proxy war. They had been pushing on terrorists into this side of the border, even after sending proof after proof, giving so many dossiers. Pakistan continued to remain in denial mode, and deception, denial, and had been the Pakistan's standard operation procedure. So this time now India has made it clear that the blood of Indians is not that cheap. We are going to hit you hard where it's going to hurt you most, and we have seen that there had been series of meetings, and they're also going to discuss about what will be the impact in case the adversary are also going to hit back, what will be the impact on the economy.
Yes,
so every measure will be discussed, because that one of the